Good morning, beautiful people of the world. Good morning. It is Monday, April 14th, 2025. How you guys doing on this Monday morning? Child. All I'm going to say is, I hate Mondays. I'm glad to be alive, child. Whew. But baby, baby, when I tell you I hate Mondays with a passion, I hate Mondays with a passion. Whew. It is hard to get up on Monday morning. It is hard. Turn on my lights. Come out of here slowly, so I don't want to blow. Make sure nobody's walking across the alley with their dogs. People be out this early in the morning walking their dogs, so I try to come out the alley kind of slow, you know. Anywho, how you guys doing today? I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you did something fun and exciting, or if you just chilled and relaxed, that's good too. Ain't nothing wrong with chilling and relaxing. Amen, somebody. Amen. Okay, oops, sorry. Put my hand in the camera, trying to get it right. Well, here we are about to embark on a new week with new graces, new mercies. Come on here, somebody. New grace, new mercies. New grace and new mercy. And if you don't know about grace and you don't know about mercy, those are the twins, and you need them both. We need His grace, and we certainly need His mercies. So we're entering to a new week, and I am declaring and claiming that we all have a great week this week. We gonna pray the devil away. We gonna let the devil know that we standing on business, as they say, and that no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and no devil in hell gonna steal our joy. Amen, somebody. Amen. Amen. Can the church say amen and amen and amen and amen again? So I don't know where I'll be today because, as usual, you know, traffic is light. I can tell you that. Probably a lot of people don't go to work on Mondays and Fridays. The traffic is light, but I don't know where I'll be today. I don't know if I'll be back on digging holes. I don't know. But my back and my sciatic nerve is kicking ass today, this morning. So I ask that you all say a little prayer. Whisper a little prayer. Whisper a little prayer for me all this week, and I'm going to whisper one for you. I'm just gonna keep trusting. I'm gonna keep trusting in God. I still don't want to be here. I still want to find another job. I want to get out of this department. So I'm still trusting, and I'm still believing God in all things. I'm believing God. I am believing God that He is a healer and a deliverer. I'm praying. I am praying. So I'm going to keep my trust and faith and belief in Him. I need to go get my nails done so badly, and I just don't have the money to go get them done, number one. And number two, I don't have the time to get over there to get them done because they had me on these assignments. So I don't know where I'm gonna be, you know. And that kind of is throwing my rigid regime, or my whatever you want to call it, it's kind of throwing me off on what I normally do and how I do things. But I gotta just do what I gotta do for right now, you know. And it's not easy, but just gotta keep on praying. I just gotta keep on praying. And like I told you all the other day, my sister's going through like the same thing with her job. So I don't know which one is worse, hers or well, this is a nice business to have. He got a van where they pick kids up and drop them off. That's pretty cool. Safe delivery of your little hearts is our business. That's nice. Precious transportation business. That's nice. Can make good money doing that transportation business. But anyway, she's going through the same thing, and she's been on her job a lot longer, 30 years, and they just, you know, she's not old enough to retire. That's the problem. And you know, this is how this system is. You know, I just think that, you know, when you get to be my age, 55 and above, I just feel like it should be time for you to come out. This system is backwards as hell, especially when you've been working as long as I've been working. You know, I've been working 30 some years, not here, but as a total, I've been working that long, probably longer. So started working a job when I was 14, although it was part-time. But I've always had a job, always. When I think back to it, I've always had a job. 14, 15, 16, 17, out of high school, job. I've always had a job. So when I lost my job in 2011, I just was like, oh my goodness. And then I've had jobs that I've quit too. You know, I've never been fired from a job. Never. I've been laid off, but I've never been fired. But I felt like that job, like I was being fired from that job at the university as a administrative assistant. I felt like I was you know, I felt like I was fired because I had been there 14 years, you know, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I've been here 14 years and y'all gonna let me go? And that was in 2011. Chris was born in 2008. So he was 3. He was 3. And I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, I got a child to take care of. You know, and it was just, and they never filled that position. Never filled it. And you know what's so funny? I had a dream about one of my professors that I was really good friends with. He died, and I knew he was gonna die. He had cancer. He had cancer 3 times. And it was just I just couldn't believe it. I was his administrative assistant or secretary. he was a trip. Whew, he was a trip. I had to get, his name was Moish Postone. Moishe. And his last name was spelled Postone. Whew. He gave me he was upset when they let me go. And I worked in that department for 10 years. And me and him, we would go at it, honey. And I think about that job a lot. And I think about the duties I had. I thought them duties was hard. Them duties, I would give anything to go back to that type of a job. I really would. Problem is that they just don't make no money. They don't make no money. If things would go back to being as reasonable as they were in the early 2000s, late 90s, I could make it. You know, I could make it. But I can't make it off of that money. I can't make it off of $20 an hour, you know, or $30 an hour. I can't make it. I can't make it. If I had another person, you know, or if I had like money, like inheritance or something, a huge savings, I could do it. But that job, I dealt with a lot of different people from a lot of different countries, students, interns, faculty, staff. My job, it was busy. I was always busy, but I had some days that I wasn't busy, and sometimes that I wasn't busy, and you know, this traffic is so light. I should have no problem getting a parking space. Then again, I don't know. But I mean, ain't nobody on Lakeshore Drive. And it used to be a whole bunch of cars. Ain't nobody on here. This car still, you know, rumbles a little bit. Even though they put the new ignition coil in here. I just wish things would, I wish things would just go back to the way in which they were. You know, it's like people were already struggling financially, and now they really gonna be struggling with the tariffs, you know, and I don't know. I just don't know. Y'all know how people gonna make it. I just don't know. And I was watching the news on Good Morning America Saturday, and they were saying that, you know, right when kids go back to school, they was talking about how schools, you know, when you buy shoes, you know how you always get a new pair of shoes when you go back to school. They were saying that right when kids, it's time to go back to school, how high things are going to be. I just don't understand. I don't understand how people thought putting him in office was going to make their life better. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. And then you fight with China. As much as America owed China. And I don't disagree with him as far as saying more things need to be made in America. I don't disagree with that. I agree with that. But obviously, we ain't got the same type of resources that China got. Everything is made in China. I ain't understanding. I don't know what he doing. Maybe he, I don't know. It's gonna work out. You just gotta hold on never watched it. I maybe seen it once, maybe. My sister used to watch it. I never have liked him. Never. I don't even understand how he got to be president. Where's his degrees at? Did he go to college and get some degrees or something? He inherited money from his father. His father was a billionaire. But what did he do? What did he do? He didn't go to the service. He didn't go to college. Do he have degrees? Because he's so dumb when he get on and he be talking and looking goofy with that goofy ass smile. Okay, here I go. Let me digress. Anyway, I was talking about the other job, but I don't know how I got on him. Oh, I was talking about inflation. I don't know. Things are going to things are gonna get worse before they get better. Just don't know. But anyway, y'all. He's flying. I mean, I'm like, where you going? You almost ran him over. You ain't even getting it going straight. That was goofy. Did anybody do anything this weekend that was exciting? This man was boring. But listen, let me go back to what I was talking to you all about on the video yesterday. You know, I was watching a young lady. Her name is Ask Tiff. Her name is Tiffany, but her channel, her channel name, I don't know if she's on YouTube. She's on TikTok and she's on Instagram. She's got a huge following on TikTok and Instagram. And some of the things, I'm not into astrology, okay? I'm not deep into that. So sometimes when she do these videos and she be talking about certain men and their sign, I don't believe that. I'm not deep into that like that. And so I turn her off when she doing a whole video, when she's on live and she's talking about, I'll never date another Scorpio. I'll never date another. Girl, that don't have nothing to do with nothing. But anyway, she had talked about, did this subject, and she was talking about how women, you know, how we need to be, how as a woman, you need to be whole before you get with somebody. And she said, you know, you need to have your own stuff together so that you're not thirsty for somebody, you know. And so what she said was very powerful and deep and true. And she was talking about, you know, how, you know, she don't date men that's not on her level, you know. And she said, I know a lot of people probably think I'm wrong. She said, but I just don't. She said, I just don't date men that's not on my level. And as I was listening to her, I just started to think about some of the dudes that I have dated. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, certain dudes I should have never been with. Not because of them not having the money, but we just wasn't on the same level. You know, to give you an example, and I shouldn't keep using him, but not the friend, but the guy before him, Darnell. When I met him, and went over to see him for the very first time, he was a nice man. I believe he still is a nice man, but I believe that he is very manipulative, and he can be because he has that. Let me tell you something about ex-drug addicts or people that have ever been users, who have ever been on drugs. They're very manipulative, and they're very cunning. You know what I mean? And they know how to. And I saw that in him. You know, I saw that in him as I was dating him, that he was very manipulative. You know, and the very first time he told me that he didn't have no car, that was red flag number one. Okay? What man that lives in a metropolitan city like Chicago don't have no car? Then also, another red flag was he has nothing of his own. And what I mean by that is he has no house. He never owned anything. And if he did own something, where is it? He just was. The other red flag was about him. That was about him too. He was very complacent. He was very okay with just being in the same spot, living in his sister's basement apartment. And I just couldn't understand why this man had nothing, for him to be the age that he was. And I remember his family was going to Martha's Vineyard, and they all went and he didn't go. And I was like, why you didn't go? Because he was always doing something with his family. He was like, oh, I ain't had the money to go. And his niece was like, oh, I would have paid for you to go if you wanted to go. It was just so many things. So many things that I just, you know, just let slide. You know what I mean? That shouldn't have let slid. Oh shit. I mean, don't tell me I'm gonna have to bag back down here. Okay, I'm gonna have to bag back down here. I don't like being on this end. They got here early today. I guess they said we getting here early. Out a little bit earlier tomorrow. Whew. I don't know what's up with this parking space right here. Yeah, somebody else can get into that parking space. So, you know, it's stuff like that that I saw early on, that, you know, I basically, ignored. You know what I'm saying? And when I think back on it, I'm like, you know, it's so much stuff that you kind of like just, you know, let go, so to speak. Oh shit, I forgot I had this on here. I meant to take this off. I don't know if I have no scissors. Nope, I don't. But just not trying not to be judgmental of him, trying to, but ladies, I said all this to say, when you meet a man that is not on your level, don't try to make excuses for him. Don't try to justify who he is. Don't try to, well, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you're not on the same level. I left my makeup bag. I ain't got no mascara. It just ain't gonna work. I'm telling you this right now. It is not going to work. It just ain't. It just ain't gonna work. And fellas, it's the same way with you. You can't be a really high class man and date below just because she cute or she got a big booty or she look good. You can't do it. It ain't gonna work because your perspective on things is not the same. I didn't understand how this man was 60 some years old and he had no desire to own his own home. How do you live in a small space like that and it's not yours? That was the other thing. It's not yours. So if your sister died, if her husband, if the sister died before her husband, do you honestly think he gonna let you continue to stay there? It's not yours. And I was talking about this to my mom yesterday. One of the reasons that I wanted to move out of that apartment was because my landlord, she was well up in the age and she had dementia and her son took over the building. And in my mind, I was always thinking like, what's gonna happen when she dies? Is he going to sell this building? Is he going to give it over to a real estate company that's going to hike up the rent? Even though I was willing to pay because I'm paying more in this house, but I was like, what's going to happen? Because the fact of the matter is that when you in an apartment building, in a building, people will sell the building right up under you. You don't even know. That's what happened to my girlfriend. Said that's what happened to her daughter. You got to hurry up and move. You have nowhere to go. And in my mind, I was always thinking like, like I was always thinking in my mind like, what is he going to do with this building? He live in the building, but there's no guarantee that he not going to sell that building. And what are they going to do? Because he's got tenants in that. Like I said, the lady lived up under me. She been there 30 some years. The lady that lived in the other building, she been there going on 20 past 20 some. I had been there 19 and they were there before I came. So they been over there forever, And I'm just like, I'm like, I gotta make a move. Cause I'm like, I don't know what he gonna do with this building, you know? I don't know what he gonna do. One thing I can tell you that he won't do, he won't fix it up. He fixing it up now. You know, like he fixed that apartment up now after I left. And I don't regret leaving. I just wish that my house note was the same as my rent. Oh, if I was only paying $700 or $800, if I was paying just $900 or just $1,000 for a mortgage, I would be good. But this $2,000. I remember when the lady told me that it was gonna be $2,000. I was like, ooh, okay. But I wanted it, so you know, you got to make the sacrifices, you know. But I wanted it. But that's what I'm saying. You know, things is just so much higher now. And everybody that I know that have bought a house recently, like me, that's how much they paying in mortgage. If they ain't paying $2,000, they paying $1,800. You know, it's up there. But what can you do? But I mean, it's a lot of things you see in people, and it's a lot of things we ignore about people. You know, nobody is perfect, but I guess my whole thing is that, you know, when you see sometimes people they just become stagnant. They just happy with where they are. Oh, I'm content. Oh, I'm not. I just couldn't believe that he didn't want nothing more for himself other than that. I just couldn't believe that. I'm like, something's not right here. You know what I'm saying? Your nieces got houses, townhouses. Your son got a house. Like, why are you still living down here in this basement? And you ain't got no money. You always, you always acting like you ain't got no money to do this or to buy this, or I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I hope he can get in here. This is as much room as I could make. Oh, he can get in here. Oh. It's gonna be tight, but he can get in here. You good? Yeah, I can get out. Can you get out?
That motherfucker tight over here.
That's because of how he parked. He over the line, this big ass truck. Anywho, so yeah, so you know, sometimes, you know, and it's not about, oh, you know, I want somebody with a whole lot of money, which I do, but the fact of the matter is that you just have to be careful when you're dating and dating people that are not where you are, because somewhere along the way it's going to be a problem, and they're going to be a problem because they're going to be jealous of you. They're going to throw it back up in your face about how much money you make or what you do or whatever. That's what people do. So when I look back to him, and I look at who he was, and I look at you know, where he lived, very clean, meticulous man. He all of that. And this was the thing. I understood that you had to live there because of circumstances, right? But you've been there, living down there in that basement, in that small space, for 30 some years, probably 40. Why you never got nothing of your own? And then I look at the fact of how he wasn't even on a job like 20 years or 30 years. He was at the post office 10 years and you retired. That ain't no money. That is no money. And then then he don't file, right? His income tax, he don't file because he doesn't have them take the taxes out of his Social Security or pension. And this one thing I want to tell you all. You can't beat the government. Okay, you cannot. You cannot beat the government. Yeah, that's enough space. I can get out. You cannot. You cannot beat the government. If you think that you do not have to pay taxes and you can keep running and not paying your taxes, the IRS will catch up with you at some point, and you're going to have to pay all of that money back. I said, why would you not let them take taxes out? I said, you know that's income, right? That's considered income. Yeah, but I don't file. Okay. Okay. What's up? How you doing?
Damn, you're not on the phone? What's
I am. I'm video.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. You ready to come down the hall?
All right, am I?
You may or you not?
I
You
mean,
not?
I am.
Oh, you are. You up? You one of the five?
I'm number 2.
Oh, you number 2. Okay.
Yeah, by 6 days, I would have been number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's number 1?
Derek.
Oh, Derek Reed. Oh,
Yeah, he's
up
hilarious.
there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I
okay.
actually got hired that day. Man, they called me,
Mhm.
and then they called me. I was already with the city,
Mhm.
but they called me. They're like, "Oh, you know what?" They called me like, "You start the 1st." Okay, cool. Then they called me like a couple days later or something. "Oh, you know what? Start the 6th." I'm like, "I don't know. I'm fucking sitting over here."
But you know what? That's how they do here. That's how they mess everything up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't do
'Cause
nothing
I
right.
should have got hired at the city. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I
It's
should've-
dirty anyway. I gotta take it to the car
Yeah,
wash.
my foot hurts.
Mine do too.
I should have got hired with the city 4 months prior to my original starting date of 2012. But I let that lag, you know, and that's why I learned that I had to be on it with the city, because I would have got hired 4 months previous. Well, I would have been.
You started in 2012?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would have
okay.
started in 2011, and I would have been under.
Hey.
I would have been under. Hey, what up, man? I would have been under tier 1.
Oh, okay. So what am I under? Tier? What am I? I think
When
I'm
did you
tier
get hired with the city?
2013.
No, you're in the tier 2.
Tier 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
still don't know how that
So
crap
anything
works.
2011 and December 2011, you got hired. Anything past 2011, December of 31st, say January 1st of 2012, you missed tier 1.
Oh, okay.
If I would have got hired, I would have been able to retire at 55 with a full pension.
So what's tier 2? What's the tier?
65, 67 with a full pension.
Damn.
I mean, there's things to it too, you know. At 55, I think I'm gone. I don't know.
I don't
It depends
blame you.
If I don't get the position I want, then
What are you trying to get?
anything.
I
that
know.
used to.
I know. I'm trying to. I don't want to stay down here forever.
There's so many positions already.
I know.
available.
I
They
saw it.
don't
I
want you to
saw it.
apply for them.
I saw it. I
Yeah.
seen them. I've seen them.
Let me get my stuff going.
Okay, all right. I'll see you later. Okay.
Oh, I gotta come
Look,
in.
Mr. Slim Goody. I see. How's the wife?
Huh?
How's your wife?
Good.
Good.
Everything's good. She gained weight, of course, and she's trying to lose weight too.
Are y'all trying to have a baby?
No, I'm 40. Oh man, 43, girl.
Well, I know you said she
Well,
wanted
she's
a baby.
older.
Yeah, I know she's older.
So that right there alone is not her fault. It's just, you know.
Right, I know.
It's different.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, like
I get it.
had kids,
Right.
How older their women.
Right,
is, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
But the
So,
kids, your kids are good?
everybody's good so far.
Good.
How's your son?
He's
You
good.
got a girlfriend now?
Not yet.
Dang,
Not
you're
yet.
messing around like his dad.
Not yet. Not yet. All right. He was my partner. He works over here with me now, but he's in the paint shop. But we worked over in Bridges together. Oh, child, let me tell you, he cool, but I had to tell him off a couple of times. He give me a trip. But we always remain friends, though. You know how you work with somebody and you know how a person is, and you got to just get them told. And I had to get him told a couple times. But you know what? It's something about me. I can cuss people out, and they still come over and talk to me. I cuss people out, and they be like, "Hi, Cece. Hi. I just cussed you out yesterday. We good?" Cussed him out more than once, but see, he came over here. See, he came over here. Because he would do some shit. He would play this little game with me, you know. And I told him, I said, listen here, motherfucker. I'm not the one. I told him that. I said, don't do me. But he and I, we would be together. We would always be together. Over there at the Bridges, blocking for the electricians. And he played this little game. I said, you must like that I cuss you out. Do it turn you on or something? He be like, no, Cece, it's not like that. Okay, motherfucker. I told you. I warned you. And when I tell y'all he finds me, he finds me. He just came back over here from the airport. I don't know what it is about me, but it cuts people out. They want to still be my friend. And because he knew he was wrong too. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I don't like people playing with me. So I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna leave this with you all. This is not about male bashing men or nothing like that. But fellas, I'm gonna say this. You gotta find a woman that's on your level. You gotta find a woman that's about something. You know, you don't want a woman who ain't on the same level as you. You know, you gotta, people say, oh, well, you know, it's not about what you bring to the table. It's not so much about what you bring to the table for other people. It's about, can you take care of yourself, and not depend on me. That's what it's really about. And if you're a person who is not trying to better yourself, and you very stagnant, and you like just being stagnant, that's the problem for me. That one right there. He nice, but he was trying to holler. I don't date people I work with. If I'm a date, and it's the thing about people. If you know you got drama going on already up here, why are you trying to talk to me? Why are you trying to talk to me? I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that drama. Somebody was like, don't date him. He already dating somebody here, and they be doing. I'm like, thanks for letting me know. Not that I was gonna date him anyway, but I don't want no drama, none. So y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. As usual, I didn't really go over my time, but on here, but I'm gonna let you all go. I'll see you all tomorrow. Truthful Tuesday tomorrow. Truthful Tuesday. So start thinking about what you want to comment about your truth, okay? All right, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great, blessed, and prosperous and safe day today. All right. Bye.